talk show with experts. Manato expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
All right, let's get on to our topic for today. Moving to India and returning to the US on H-1B and L-1 visas, what you need to know. So, Rahul garu, we've talked about this in bits and pieces in the past, Andy, about what our options are, what people can do. In terms of being able to move back, can they move back while on their visas or not, just things like that. But just wanted to check in, what are our options? What do we need to know? What we should do, what we should not do as well?
As the things are not doing that good in the IT sector, there have been some layoffs. People are considering what to do. Can we stay here in the United States? Can we apply the compelling circumstances, CAD? And then also, can we go to India or to any other country for a while and then come back when the things turn very good? So this topic is when you want to go back outside the country and when you want to come back into United States, what are the things that you need to be careful about? The first thing is that I want you to get the I-140 approval if you are on H-1B. If you're an L-1 also, I would like you to get the I-140 approval.
Okay.
The reason is that once you get the I-140 approval, and assuming that it's not been withdrawn within 6 months after being approved though, then you got a perpetual H-1B. What is perpetual H-1B means that you can go to India, Canada, whatever country you want to go to. And some people are going to Mexico also to stay there, and you can come back at any time when any company offers you the H-1B. Does it has to be the same company that got I-140 approval? No. Does it have to be in 1 year that after you get after you leave the country that you have to come back in H-1B? No. Does it have to be like within 2 years, within 6 years? No. You can come back at any point of time in your life on H-1B. Okay. So I-140 is the most crucial thing that you need at any point of time so that you can come back. It will be a perpetual H-1B. Then comes the question of people who are considering, for example, they have an I-140 approval in EB2 or EB3.
Right.
Now they want to consider to actually move on to the EB1 category, though, which is EB1C category, which is where multinational executive, so that they can expedite the matter of their green card. Let's say their priority date is 2016 or 2017 or 2018. It's not, it's 2016 or 2017. The final action dates are not current for them. The filing dates are not current for them. So they want to do is that they want to go to outside the country, work for a year, come back into United States and apply for the EB1C category. Now, before you embark onto the journey though, there are a couple of things that you need to take care of. Does the position for which you are going in and working outside the country qualify for the EB1C requirement? Does that once you come back into United States, does the position for which you are going, you're investing all this time, selling your home, packing your bags, taking your family, taking your kids, and going outside. But you also need to think about whether the position there outside the country qualifies. And once you come back, the position where you are in qualify for the EB1C category. Now, there is a Telugu in Telugu word, Devudu varamichina gaani ayagaradu prasadam petledu antaru. Aa type la even if you qualify for all these things, the main important thing that you need to look into is your company going to file a EB1C?
Okay.
Andi, Bundi, Alva, Laddu, Kakim, Dintavanatu. So you may have all these things, but you're not going to eat the vomited food. So the first thing is that does your company, is that company, it's gross. It's gross. But this is more grosser, Nitya Garu, that you spend your time going outside the country only to get the EB1C. You came into the country back, so you shifted the entire family, you spent all this energy on there, and the company now doesn't want to file the EB1C. Did you check it? Are they going to do it? Can you have can they give guarantee? No, nobody can give guarantee that they're going to file a EB1C. But at least is there a reasonable certainty for your company to file a EB1C? If there is a reasonable certainty, then that's probably a very worthwhile for you to go and come back outside the country, going and spending on outside the country. Now, another small thing that I want to note is that if, let's say, for example, you completed 6 years, or you have 1 week left out of 6 years, and you're out of the H-1B, and then your perm is not approved, which is taking 2 years. You are going outside the country though, and you want to come back. You can still file the permanent I-140 while you're outside the country.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be H-1B. You don't have to be in the country to file the permanent I-140. If you can find a job, if you can find a company that can file the permanent I-140 for you, you can still file the permanent I-140 while you're outside the country. No problem with it. So that, let's say, for example, if you are coming very near to the 6th year of the H-1B, and then you left the country and you completed almost 6 years of the H-1B, just a week left or so. Now, if a company wants to bring you, you have only 3 months left in the H-1B, or 2 months left, or 1 month left on H-1B. Would the company be willing to spend all that money to get H-1B for you? No, because you're only worth for 3 months. And the permanent I-140 will take 2 years. So what are they going to do? For 3 months, I'm not going to spend all the money, and then you come into this country and only work for me for 3 months. It's not worth for me. So what you can is that if you can have them file a labor and I-140, and you get that labor and I-140 approval though, then instead of you coming into this country for 3 months, while you're outside the country, the company files a permanent I-140 approval, you can come into the country for a period of 3 years instead of coming for 3 months that is left over in the H-1B. So also keep a note of those things though. Can people go to Canada to get a L-1? Yeah, if the company has a branch office, 𝐒𝐕𝐀𝐒𝐈, if the company has a branch office in Canada and then they want to send you to Canada, you want to work there in Canada and come back, yeah. Some people are going to Mexico also nowadays, and you can do that too. You can go to India to come back into. So it must. So
you can go to any country, right, Rahul Garu?
Right, except USA. Yeah, any country to be qualified. But the company has to be the same company or the sister company. There are some qualifications required. It's not like you work with the Tata company in India and you come back and work for Cognizant. Can Cognizant file a EB1C? No, they cannot. No. You have to work for Cognizant India, and then you have to work for Cognizant USA. There's a qualification requirement also. But if the company can do L-1 visas, practically they are eligible for EB1C. Got it.
And another question, Rahul Garu, for such candidates, when you were saying, it's better to figure out whether your position, is a good candidate for your EB1C and stuff. Do you recommend that such people reach out to an immigration attorney?
They have to reach out to the immigration attorney. If you can sort out the job duties of the position where you're going in India, and if you can possibly, because it's very tough when you come back what your position would be, at least the position in India, and possibly the job duties. Now, the job duties here, Nitya Garu, requires that more than 70% of the job duties must be managing the people.
Okay.
Only 30% of the job duties should be actually working on the file or working on the things, things. For example, I'm here on the TV here. Am I managing the people for my radio and PC? No, I'm actually working. So this won't be considered to be the managerial duties though. So more than 70% of it should be managing the people, less than 30% should be working on the programming or whatever it is that you do. So that is to be noted. And of course, there must be reporters to you when you go in there that they will be directly reporting to you. And the same thing when you come back into the United States. So those are the easiest thing that I can tell right now. But before you invest in going all the way to outside the country, spending 1 year, I would strongly recommend to consult a lawyer before you embark on the journey.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add onto this, Rahul Garu?
No, I'm good, Andy.
Okay, let's take our first caller for the day then. Take our first caller, Andy. All right, caller with number ending in 9703. 9703, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. We can hear you, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, sir, please.
Thank you, Nitya and Rahul, for taking our call.
Sure.
So I am on H-1B visa and I was living in Ohio and I changed my employer in Michigan on November 2022 while I was still residing in Ohio address. However, my start of my employment, I started staying in hotel in Michigan for the work days. I still have the hotel receipt if needed. And I used to return to Ohio residence over the weekend. And this routine I continued until the end of March 2023 when we found a residence in Michigan. The lease was signed in April 2023. Now, my LCA only has my Michigan office address and my paycheck still has my Ohio address apart from the office address. Now, I want to file an H-1B amendment as my role.
Wait, you said the paycheck has Ohio address or Michigan address?
Ohio address and the office address. So office address is Michigan address.
But do you know where they were paying taxes in? Michigan or
in
Ohio?
Michigan.
Okay, that's good. So it doesn't matter. Okay, keep going.
Okay. So now I want to have an H-1B amendment as my role and title is changing and also want to bundle it with H4 EAD. So do you foresee any issues with H-1B amendment related to my residential address changes, especially considering my Ohio address is not mentioned on LCA or 797? My HR has expressed concern about this.
So what I would suggest you to do it is that definitely change the address on the paycheck right now. Can you wait on for the next 2 paychecks before you file the H-1B or you have to do it immediately?
No, I can wait.
That's better. That's better. The reason is that they can raise an RFP, they can ask the questions, we can provide the evidence of the hotel receipts of any, your car travel, your gas receipts that you may, or if you have flight, then the flight receipts and all those things. But if you can wait for maybe like 1 or 2 paychecks, that will be easier. We won't get any RFPs. Okay? Hello?
Hello?
Well, that's about it for him, I guess.
Okay, we lost him.
I think his question is answered right now.
Yeah. All right. Rahul sir, before we take our next caller, Andy, I just had a couple of questions that I wanted to go through.
Sure.
One is from Venkat CH. He says, I'm H4 EAD working for a federal client via vendor. Now I got a full-time offer from the other federal client. Can I accept the full-time offer? Will it cause any legal issues if I work for both federal clients?
As far as immigration law is concerned, though, no. I do not see any problem whatsoever at all. But any contract, other issues, I really don't know. But as far as immigration law, he's fine.
Okay. One second, sir. Go ahead, sir. Please.
Yeah, that's about, he can. As far as immigration law is concerned, he can. As far as any contracts or anything, I don't know anything about it. As far as immigration law, is it illegal? Is it criminal? Absolutely not. You can work.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, sir. Hi. Go ahead,
yes,
sir.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir, now.
Yeah, so So the question was, how many paycheck is needed for this whole process?
2 paychecks are good enough. You're speaking about Michigan, is right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, 2 paychecks are good enough. Thank you.
So this was because my HR has expressed concern about suggesting this could potentially lead to a revocation RFE and seeking my
not revocation,
whether I fully understand.
Not revocation, it may lead to the RFE. Okay. I will try to avoid that RFE by waiting for 1 more month. Okay.
Okay.
We'll go to the next question.
Another follow-up question is,
go ahead.
Sir, one more follow-up question is,
go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
HR put me in my head. Is my job title changing along with the additional responsibility with existing responsibilities? Would this be considered sufficient for H-1B amendment?
That will depend on a lot of different things, though. If does the additional duties involve like more than 30% or less than 30% of those duties will be the most important thing to classify whether an amendment is required or not. Title by itself won't make any difference.
It's more than 30%.
then probably
it's more than 30%.
Then it requires.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. I've got one other question. This is from Venkata. He says, I'm on an H-1B, got a Canada work visa as USA H-1B holders, moved to Canada as I lost my job. Same employer in USA wants to rehire me. Can I come to the US with a previous H-1B and a US visa stamp I have till December of 2024?
Yeah, you can, but make sure that but you have the same job. Make sure the documentation is there that you have the job. Make sure you have a fresh dated letter from the company saying that the job is still there. Make sure that when you come into United States in the airport, if they CBP, that's Custom and Border Protection Unit, if they call, the HR is available to answer the question that you have a job. Fresh dated letter, documentation that you still have a job, and the HR available to take up the call from CBP. Then you can come in the stamping.
Got it. Got it. Thank you, sir. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 5906. 5906, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, Nitya. Hello, Rahul. Monica here.
I am. Thank you for calling, ma'am.
Thank you for
Please
taking over. Thank you so much. Hey, Rahul, I am currently working on a last year STEM OPT, and I'm planning on getting H4 EAD. So my question is, will H4 EAD comes together or not? What happens if EAD comes a few months after H4? Am I allowed to work during those few months? And what is the current timeline for H4 EAD? This is my first question. And the second question is,
when is your husband's H-1B expiring?
2025.
Okay. Let me answer the first question. We'll go to the second question later on. H4 and H4 EAD will be approved on the same day if you apply it together. If by any chance, for example, people file them separately, H4 is approved first and EAD is approved later on, you have to stop working for that period of time. But to get the H4 plus EAD approved together, you should file them together. What I would suggest you to do, since you're coming to the final year of the H-1B, OPT, is that file H4 plus EAD together, and you can continue working after the H4 is filed until the H4 is approved. When the H4 is approved, your EAD will be approved. So you will have no interruption whatsoever at all in your work. Go ahead with your second question.
Sir, even and if both are applied at the same time?
Yeah. That's when you apply, when you apply at the same time, you will get the approval at the same time.
Okay, okay, thanks. And then my second question is, my current employer is willing to file my H1. So should I wait until March 2024 on F1 and see if my application as a master's candidate gets selected, or do I have to stop working if I don't get selected, and I can get my husband's employer to file H4 EAD then, because my current STEM OPT is expiring in August 2024.
I would strongly recommend you file the H4 plus EAD this week. The reason is that you don't hope that it's going to be selected in the March. What is the loss? If you have a H4 EAD, you're going to you can still file the H-1B in March in master's quota.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Just because you're on H4 doesn't mean that you can't file the H-1B. Just because you're on H4 doesn't mean that you can't file in the master's quota. What is the loss if you move to H4 EAD? And the loss, what I would suggest, what will happen to you if the H1 does not get selected, is that you will come to know in April. You will file the H4 plus EAD at that point of time. The H4 plus EAD does not get approval by August. So I do not like to take that chance. I would, then you have to stop working. And if your intention is to stop working, yeah, makes an excuse. But if your intention is not to stop working, follow my directions. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Just the only concern is that H4 EAD, if it doesn't come together, then currently I have to stop working. So that is what my concern was.
I understand.
So do you have any insight on the current timeline?
Timeline is anywhere between 4 months to 8 months. They are coming together. 99% of the time they are coming together. Okay?
Good deal, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Before we take our next
Thank you,
caller,
Nitya.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. I have a question. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, go ahead. Just I want to add this. For the people who are eligible for H-4 EADs, though, especially those that are coming the 6th year of the H-1B without labor and I-140, please use the H-4 EAD. Don't come to the end of the 6th year and try to apply at that point of time. You can apply when it's a 4th year itself in H-4 EAD when you're eligible to. Same case is for OPT and STEM extension where you are coming to the close. Don't come close there. You may have an interruption of the employment. When you leave the job and you want to come back after 4 months, your job will be taken over by somebody else.
Yeah,
so please don't wait until the end. Go ahead, Deepika.
Thank you, sir. All right. Question from Raj Komanduri. He says, I'm a naturalized Canadian citizen working in USA on my H-1B. My employer is still processing my perm and my 2-year term, my second term H-1B expires by 2025 September. In case if I don't reach the I-140 stage, can I go back with within USA?
Yeah.
To TN visa.
Yeah. Right. He can convert into TN visa.
Okay.
And after his I-140 is approved, he can convert back into H-1B.
Okay.
Since he is a Canadian citizen, he is eligible for TN visa. Since he's already counted toward the H-1B, once the I-140 is approved, he can move back to the H-1B. Absolutely, that's a very good plan for him to do.
Okay.
And Nitya Garu, a lot of people who are on H-1Bs and all these things, they're trying to apply for the green card. At your period of time, the perm used to get approved. Some of the perms got approved in 2007 in 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
And if the advertisements and everything, by preparing, the prevailing wage used to come in 1 month. Right now, prevailing wage is taking 8 months. The labor certification approval is taking 1 year. And in that interim period, there is also between the prevailing wage and filing the labor certification, there is also called as the time period for maturing the advertisements and other things though. So all these things considered, 2 years is the minimum time. Now, of course, you go back 1.5 years ago, we told 1.5 years is the time. And now we are telling 2 years. Now you're going to watch this show 2 years from now, it will be 2.5 years. So please apply for the green card as soon as possible. This gentleman has an option of TN. Not a lot of people will have.
Right. So can they live outside the US while their I-140 is going on, while they're waiting?
Yes. Okay. The labor and I-140 can be applied when they're outside the country. The processing of the labor can continue if it's already been filed when they leave the country. The I-140 can be applied when they're outside the country. For all these things though, there is only one thing, one moksha, only moksha through your employer. That's very important. Okay? Not because that's the only way that you can be saved. Moksha can be only achieved by through the employer in this case, which is I-140 approval. So if the employer wants to apply labor certification when you're outside the country, they can. If the employer wants to continue the labor certification when you're outside the country, they can. If the employer wants to file an I-140 and continue the I-140 while you're outside the country, they can. Only your employer can. It's under his control. So moksha is through employer in this case.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, sir. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 8539. 8539, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hey, Rahul Garu. Hey.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Yeah. Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Hey, this is Shobhan. I have one question. So my H-1B visa got expired and my green card priority date 2014 September. So now, and my advance payroll is not yet approved. EAD is approved and advance payroll is not yet approved. So now, what if I go back to India for good, is there any
And after the priority date, the priority dates become current, can I come back and apply for the green card?
Yep.
So I don't have my H-1B visa. I don't have my advance payroll right now.
Yeah, you can go to India. You can come back when the priority date is current, but you have to file the H-1B from India. And once you come back, are you going to be working with the same company that has I-140 approval, or will you be working for a different company?
I may be working for a different company.
Then you have to file a labor and I-140 again from a different company.
Okay, that's the catch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You're going to, if you leave the country, you're going to abandon your adjustment of status right now. If you leave the job, you're going to abandon the I-140. And is it worth for you to do it? That's up to you though, because I know that, because practically when you are in adjustment of status, it's almost having like a green card to me. So is it worth leaving all these things and going? I don't know about it, but that's up to your personal thing. But if you go, you're abandoning it.
If I don't have a job, actually.
I got it.
I don't have a job.
Shobhan, there are ways around it if you don't have the job. You don't need to have a job to get the green card. You only need to have a job offer to get the green card. Self-employment is allowed to get the green card. So there are ways around it. You can discuss with a lawyer about it. There are ways around it though. Just because you don't have a job, you don't have to run away from that. Okay? But yeah, if you want to go, you have to file the H-1B and you have to file the labor and I-140 again. Can you come back after 2 years? Can you come back after 4 years? Can you come back after 10 years? Absolutely you can. There are some limitations where your H-1B may be only granted for 1 year instead of 3 years when you come back. That's only when the final action date is current. It's been current for more than 1 year. You can only get for 1 year. Okay? Okay.
Understand.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for calling in. Okay. All right. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 1861. 1861. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 1861. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling, Andy. Please go ahead. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, yeah. My name is Prashant. So thank you for taking my call. So I just have one, a couple questions. First is regarding advanced payroll. So I have my advanced payroll document approved till next August. And if I travel, I know I can travel before that and come back. But if I have to apply the renewal 6 months before. So can I apply a renewal and then travel? Is it fine, or once I apply the renewal, I cannot travel?
You can travel when you apply for the renewal. We noticed that if you apply the first advance parole and you travel without the advance parole getting approved, they are denying those advance parole because you traveled outside the country. Now, however, though, for those people who are applying for the renewal, they are not using the same logic that you traveled outside the country when the advance parole extension is pending. They're not using the same logic. So you can travel.
Okay.
Now, having said that, there are about 4 to 5% of the people who are getting the denial of the advance parole extension. Only 4 to 5% of those people. They can reapply once they come back. So if you have a plan to travel within the 6 months period, once you come back, they should approve it. If they don't approve it, you just refile. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah. And my second question, sir. My son, he's 18 right now, and my priority date is December 2014, and I'm done with. Last year, I have completed my green card interview as well, and everything is done. So I'm just waiting for priority.
Do you know your son is? Do you know your son is protected under Child Service Protection Act or not?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to understand. Because I filed in October 2020, That time he was 16 year or 16
But
years
in
of age.
October of 2020, when you filed it though, did you have the I-140 approved? Or did you file the I-140?
My I-140 approved was.
No. In October 2020, did you downgrade it and file the I-140? Or was the direct I-140 filing?
No, my I-140 was filed back in 2014, and I had that approval, I-140 approval since then. But I filed my 485 in October 2020.
You
and
only
it
filed
is in the EB3.
485?
I never downgraded. Yeah, only
Okay.
filed
So
485.
you only filed 485. Then your son is protected
Yes.
under the CSPA. The reason is your I-140 is approved in October of 2020. I-485 has been filed.
Yes.
The filing dates have been current. Your son was under 21. All four has to happen on one single month. And that happened in October of 2020. He's protected under the CSPA Act.
Okay, that's what I wanted to understand. Yeah, I read through all your, I watched your all videos and all that, but I just wanted to get that confirmation.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. So
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. Yeah, thank you.
Rahul garu cheppandi, sir.
Nitya garu, a lot of people, when they conclude on the CSPA, they look into only three items. One is the filing date is current, the child is under 21, the 485 has been filed. But what they forget the crucial point of is that the I-140 must be approved. They all need to happen on the same day. Can I-140 be, for example, if they have downgraded in October of 2020, later on the dates moved back and the I-140 approved later on, after the dates moved back. Unfortunately, the child is not protected.
Oh, okay.
So for this gentleman, though, the I-140 was approved, he didn't use a downgrade, so he is good.
Correct. Okay. Got it. Wow. Okay. So many intricate details to keep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That is amazing. All right. Let me take a couple of questions before I go back to our callers. Kishore C says GCEAD got from EB3 to EB3 and EB2, advanced parole from EB3 only. Started using EB2 since last 3 months. Am I eligible or do I need to apply EB3, EAD and AP renewal as well?
That's up to you if you want to apply the EAD and renewal for EB3. Just because you use the EB2 doesn't mean you're EB2. There is no EB2 or EB3, guys. It's only at the time when you get the approval, they will determine whether you're EB2 or EB3. And if you have two 485 applications, unfortunately, we had to file a lot of people 2 files at that time because they were approving the cases that were recently filed. So we filed a lot of 2 485 applications. Just because you use EB2, you're not stuck with EB2. Just because you use EB3, you're not stuck with EB3. It's up to you if you want to file it. Sometimes they're rejecting, saying that you already have an EAD. We're not going to give the EAD approval again. So it's up to you if you want to, and you're not committing yourself to EB2 or EB3 at this point of time. When the dates become current, okay, at that point of time, you can say, I am whatever the dates are current. If the EB3 moves on, you will say, I'm EB3. It's like this,
So he can have an EAD with EB2 and then use his EB3 advance parole. Is that correct?
Absolutely not a problem.
Okay. So when he goes outside and comes back in, that will have no impact on which?
No impact. No impact on whichever. Yeah, no impact on EB2. Just because he used the EB3 advance parole, it will have no negative impact on the EB2 for its application.
Okay, got it. Got it. That's actually a cool thing to know. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 6766. 6766. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hi, sir. Can you put your TV on mute, please? Hi, good, sir.
Yes, already done.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, we can hear you clear, sir. Loud and clear. So please go ahead with your question.
Okay, my question is, my family EAD is getting expiring next September, and given the delay, how quickly can we apply for the renewal?
You can apply within 6 months after the within the 6 months of the expiration of your EAD, though 180 days to be exact. Okay, you can apply even if the EAD is not approved within that period of time. They can work beyond the period while it is extending, and depending on when you file the application, though. Right now, they're saying it's 540 days after the EAD expires. But in your case, since it's expiring in 2024, you're going to file the application somewhere in March of 2024. It's 180 days after your EAD expires. And this time, you're going to get a 5 years EAD now.
Okay. So what happens in case if we don't receive it by the expiration date?
You show the receipt
And 180
notice.
days automatic extension.
You get 180 days automatic extension if you have a receipt notice of the EAD application filed. So you show them and you show the website of the USCIS, you are allowed to work for 180 days after the EAD expires. And within that period of time, you're getting the EAD approvals. Okay?
Okay. Okay. And I am my H1. I am on H-1B and also under the AOS. So is it advisable to renew the H-1B, or there is no requirement to renew the H-1B next year, which is getting expired?
It's a tough question, though. It's an individual choice whether or not you want to extend the H-1B or not. I personally, when I was in adjustment of status, I let my non-immigrant status go. Given a chance after so many years, now I'm not going to tell you how many years, or my age will be disclosed, but yeah. But given a chance, again right now, if I'm in the position, I am going to tear my H-1B into pieces. That's what I would do.
Okay.
But
Thank
it's
you very
each
much,
individual choice. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Yes, sir.
Small joke. This guy, Anni Jeppin Tarvata, that guy says, it's a joke that I have, where he's discussing about the ticket that he has to go to, let's say from Warangal to Hyderabad, that the bus ticket is valid or not and all those things. And after I gave him all the answer, oh, don't worry, I have a pass that I can travel. I don't need this ticket. Then he says he has H-1B. Go ahead.
Oh my God. All right. Call our number ending in 0766. 0766. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi.
Hi,
I
sir.
have one question.
Go ahead, sir, please.
I have one question. My sister came on B2 visa. She's here almost 5.5 months. Now I have to extend her B2 visa. So what's the reason I should mention for her extension? She has some domestic problem.
Domestic problem in India.
Here in India. So she doesn't want to go with her husband to stay with him.
That's definitely not a good reason. The reason why your sister was been given visiting visa is to visit you in United States. Okay? We do not recommend extending the B2 visas unless it is a medical emergencies. The reason is that if you extend the B2 visa, we did a session a couple of weeks ago, you can watch the TVASIA on that. If you extend the B2 visa, though, what happens is that it may negatively impact for her to come back into the United States at a later time. It may negatively, if by any chance the B2 extension gets denied, the passport visa, which normally people have for 10 years, will automatically get cancelled. Then she has to apply for the visa again and she won't get the visa again. So for all these reasons, I do not want your sister to stay beyond the 6 months period. I want her to go. You need to find a solution. If she doesn't want to go to her husband, you need to find a solution in India. What can be done there? But staying here is not a solution.
Okay.
Rahul, is asylum an option, Andy, for such people?
Good question you said. Asylum requires that the government must be persecuting the individual.
Okay.
Not if the Modi government is coming after his sister, or the state government is coming after, or KCR is coming after his sister, and they are trying to prosecute him, unnecessarily her sister, then the asylum comes into the picture. If the husband is there, is the husband the authority, is the government, is it the chief minister? Most probably not. So most probably not, I'm hoping is not. Then so the political asylum is only when the government persecuting the individuals, not just somebody is doing it. Like
Okay.
husband.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll
Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Yeah, let's go to the next caller, Andy.
And a lot of people, political asylum is one of the things you raised a very good topic. I want to request 0807 to hold on for like 1 minute. Political asylum is only when the government is persecuting. There are some instances people will ask me the question, can the Ukrainians get the political asylum? There is a war there.
Yeah.
No, they can't get the political asylum because their government is not persecuting them.
It's a different country. That's at
It's a different country. In fact, the political asylum is only when your country is attacked, you're supposed to fight for your country, not run away from your country. So the political asylum does not, no, there are other provisions for which Ukrainians can get an EAD. That's a different issue though. But I'm just misunderstood people is that, hey, Ukrainians are running away. If there is a war, people are running away. Can they come? No. At the time of the war, you're supposed to fight for your country.
No, sir, just a question related to this though. So there's like hordes of people that are coming in from like South America and they're applying for asylum. And in a lot of cases, it's not really the government that's, persecuting them. It could be like a lot of the cartels that are, working towards, harming them and stuff. So, how does that work then?
So
I'm just
what
curious.
happens? So if you watch very closely though, the cartels are connected to the government.
Okay.
So if the cartels are connected to the government, let's say for example, somebody comes and beats this guy up, the government doesn't do anything. In fact, if you try to beat that guy back again, the government will punish you.
Okay.
That's persecution. So if the government is involved in it in any way, the asylum becomes easier. But if the government is not involved in it, then asylum becomes very tough or highly unlikely.
So in such cases, how can they prove that the government was aiding and abetting the, cartels then,
Well, you show the evidence. For example, your brother has been killed, even though they filed a complaint and my brother is dead. And they look into the things. In fact, the cases were being filed against the brother when he complained against the cartel and the brother was killed. So there are different evidences that you have to show that the persecution is going on against this particular family. That's the reason they run away and they deserve to get an asylum.
Okay, got it.
So for Indian guys, it's very unlikely.
Okay,
very unlikely.
That makes sense. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0807. 0807, please press *6 ending to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 0807. Hello? *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. You're audible. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, Rahul, sir, Nitya, ma'am. I'm currently on F1 and I have received an internship offer, so I'll be working on CPT. My question is that in my job offer, it's mentioned that I can work remotely from Texas, where I'm residing. But the employer is mentioning that he will run the taxes from Illinois, where the actual company is located. So my question is, will I face any issues in that matter?
I would recommend either you move to Illinois or have them correct the Texas thing, because that's a violation though. There are some taxes that goes to the particular state and the Texas will not be happy that they're not getting the taxes. There is no state income tax, but there is an unemployment tax and certain other tax that goes to the state of Texas. So ask them to change it. It's not a big deal. Otherwise, go to Illinois.
Okay, so there'll be like a clear violation if this proceeds.
It's not a clear violation. It's just a tax violation. Will it cause any problem for your immigration? Most probably not. But I would like to avoid it.
Okay.
I would like to avoid it. Okay?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller.
Nitya garu, one other thing that I would tell these younger guys, that people who have an option of working remotely and having live where they can interact with the people working non-remotely. What do you call it? Working in the office. Especially, yeah. Yes. No, I don't know what working in the office right now is. So what I recommend these younger guys, you are getting the internship. It's better that you get a lot of exposure, not just to the work, but also the environment of working together, staying together with people for 8 hours or more and getting together. It's a better opportunity for people, for young guys, especially the interns. Please go to the office and work. That would be better experience for you. Now, this is nothing to do with immigration. This is my personal advice. Let's go with the next caller.
Yeah, I completely support that, sir. I think especially with a lot of the youngsters, they are facing a bigger epidemic, I would say, of social isolation, which is causing, a lot more, in terms of ripple effects, because they're not around people anymore physically. So I think, when you're in office, the environment is very different. Your level of collaboration is very different. You totally morph into a proper human being with social skills. So on that note, let's take our next caller. All right. Caller with number ending in 9786. 9786, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. I have a quick question. Like my second term H-1B expires this 2024 September, and my firm is still processing my perm. I'm actually a naturalized Canadian citizen. In the worst case, if I don't get my I-140 approved within this period, can I switch back to TN within US?
Yeah.
Sir, I think we answered your question. You're Raj, right?
Yeah. You can switch to TN and then switch back to H-1B afterwards, sir. That's a good option for you.
Okay, so I don't need to leave the country as such.
You don't need to. Okay,
perfect. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Let me take a couple of questions before I switch back to the callers. Okay, question from Syed Faizan Ahmed says, I'm on F1. Will be work? Okay. No, I think we already got this question answered. Atul Mohan says, WWRD. Priority date is June of 2015. Option A, job change, 300K salary and start preparing for EB-1A, Einstein visa, or option B, go to Canada for a year, apply for EB-1C, 40 plus years old.
EB-1C is a little bit more easier to achieve as compared to EB-1A. 300,000 automatically doesn't qualify for the EB-1A though. There are other parameters. Out of those 10 requirements, you have to meet 3 of those requirements. You should try to shoot at least 4 or 5 though. And 300,000 automatically may qualify for one of the 10 criteria though. It's not. So if the company is willing to do the EB-1C though, I am going to more try for EB-1C. And if you are managing you have more than 10 reportees though, I'm taking the path of the EB-1C. That's what I will do. And yeah, I'm not counting on 2015 priority date somewhere in September. That's what I think. So you said to become current in EB2 or EB3 in the near future right now. So I'm going to make an effort for EB1A or definitely EB1C. In your case though, If I were to get it properly, I'm assuming that there'll be 10 reportees for you in Canada and 10 reportees here in the United States when you come back. I'm taking the EB1C part.
Okay. Got it. So there's another question. This is from Meghna Binoy. This is an interesting one. Is the cap exempt H-1B green card process the same as for the lottery H-1B?
Green card process is no different for cap exempt and also cap subject. It's all the same green card process.
Okay.
And even cap exempt, there is a 6 years limitation on the cap exempt. So if you're working for a university, you don't have to go through the lottery. Of course, everybody knows that. But after 6 years of H-1B, what are you going to do? You have to fit. Unless you have the labor or I-140 approval, you still need. The green card process is the same for both the people.
Okay.
However, there is one little twist in the non-profit organization, especially the universities. There is something called EB1B, though, especially outstanding researchers.
Okay. Interesting.
So if you do qualify for those outstanding researchers, the universities can be eligible to file the EB1B. Now, a lot of research organizations are eligible, but you may consider the EB1B. That exception is there, though. And I looked into one of the questions that was raised in the YouTube. In future, will there be a difference between EB1A, EB1B, and EB1C? Nityagar, why this question is coming is that historically, though, in the past 30 years that I have knowledge about immigration, the EB1 was never backlogged. And it is seriously backlogged right now. It is expected to be seriously backlogged. One of the reasons is that after Biden administration came in, it has become a little bit more easier to get EB1A and EB1C approved, though.
Correct.
It could, and we have seen a lot of people getting EB1C approved. So there is a campaign going on against EB1C. Now, I'm not part of it. I'm not arguing in favor or against it. I'm just telling that how the things are going on.
Right.
No, EB1A, EB1B, and EB1C cannot be separated in the numbers, though. When it comes to the priority date, they can only be in one category. They cannot be segregated separately. They cannot be segregated like EB1, EB2, and EB3. It has to go through the parliament, which we in the United States call it as a Congress. It has to go to the Congress, and Congress has no time for all these little things. They are not going to do it. Those things will not be separated.
Okay. And sir, just a quick question. So this EB1, is it backlogged only for India or is it backlogged worldwide?
It's backlogged only for India.
Only for India. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next.
Chinese too. To some extent, Chinese too.
China as well. Okay. Got it. All right. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 8455. 8455. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes. Hello, yes, I'm ready.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, hello. Hi, sir.
Hi.
I have a question. So I am married to a citizen. She is an Indian origin. So I got my green card, but now we're going through a divorce. And I have a conditional green card for 2 years and it's expiring. So I need to file for a conditional removal, I-751. So what are the chances that that would be not approved and I would be deported? And also, should I have a backup plan? Should I apply for a H-1B next year or something like that?
You should. You should.
Okay.
You should apply for H-1B. I just want to, Nitya, I want to take the opportunity to explain what a conditional green card is.
Okay.
When people get married to US citizens and they get a green card though, and if the green card is given within 2 years after the marriage, the green card is only valid for a period of 2 years. And within that 2 years period, that's 90 days before the 2 year period, they have to file for the permanent green card. Waiver of, it's a conditional green card, they want to have a waiver. There is a form called I-751 that both wife and husband need to sign the application to file it. But if both the people are not signing it, he can sign. In this particular case, because he's going through the divorce process, he has to sign an application saying that, no, at the time when he got married and at the time when he got green card, his intentions were to truly get married and truly stay like a wife and husband. He has to satisfy to the satisfaction of the USCIS beyond all doubts the marriage was genuine at the time of marriage, at the time when he got the green card. And he will have to also provide the documents what led to the divorce and satisfy to the satisfaction of the USCIS official. Then he can get the permanent green card. If both people sign the documents, so practically you just submit all living together documents and they will get the approval, not a big deal. But when only one person is signing the document, not two people is signing the document, then it is a very lengthy process. I strongly recommend you go through a lawyer for your thing, sir, and try to try to collect as much as documentation from the time you got engaged, from the time you are in touch with this lady, all the way to right now, the living together documents, lease agreements, any of those things that showed that you both guys lived as a wife and husband, traveled together, any group pictures that you had, all those things, and provide and take it to an immigration lawyer. That would be a right approach for you to do that, sir.
Yes, and what are the options for my backup plan?
But your H-1B is a good backup plan. Apply for H-1B in the consular processing. Okay, you can't apply change of status. Okay. So apply if you're having a job, let's say you're having a job with ABC Consulting, apply in the H-1B in a lottery, because I would like to have a backup plan for you.
Okay, got it. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0328. 0328, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 0328. Hello, sir?
Yeah, Nitya, ma'am. Hi, Rahul, sir.
Hi, sir. We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question. Recently, my H1 got approved with another employer. So the H1B
transfer.
I went to India in last year, and the current status is on H1B, but my expiration date is October 4th. So my I-94 also got updated with October 4th.
Wait, sir. There is company A, company B. When you say the H-1B got approved, you were working for company A, the company B H-1B got approved, is that right?
No, I'm working with same company, company A. So I went to India last time in December, but it was only for until October 2023 is there, and got the visa for October 2023, and my I-94 is also October 2023. It got updated, so I got an extension.
Okay.
With the current same company A.
Okay, with same company A, you got the extension. The extension probably is until 2026 October. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, now go ahead.
So do I need to leave the country after this October, or is it illegal to stay over here? So because I got an approval for I-797, so do I need to go out of the country for this visa process?
No. I-94? I'm assuming that the H-1B that is approved has approved with the I-94 at the bottom. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it says it's valid, the I-94 is valid in the 797 until 2026. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, correct. That's correct.
No, sir. You do not have to leave the country in October.
My I-94?
No, online it does not get updated all the time. As long as you have the I-797A with the I-94 that says it's expiring in 2026. Even though your passport visa is expiring in October 2023, even though online your I-94 is expiring in October 2023, you can stay in United States and you have to work in United States.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
You need to keep listening to your TVASIA very frequently, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Okay. Caller with number ending in 6144. 6144. We're ready for you now. Hello. Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi. Hello, Nitya garu. Hello, Rahul.
Hi, sir.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead with your question, sir. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, sir, I came here on L1, L1A in 2016, and I have concurrently filed my 𝐒𝐕1C in November of 2022. And my I-140 is approved, and I got my EAD and AP as well. And
when was your I-140?
I am on GC.
Currently, you're on what?
I maxed out my L1A and I'm working on GC EAD now.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And my wife is on H-1B, and she also got her GC EAD because she applied as my dependent for 485.
Of course.
And she got her AP as well. So I have couple of questions. So as soon as they get EAD and AP, that means they are on their own because their 485 is filed for more than 180 days. So are they on their own? That means are they independent of my status, or how that is seen?
What's the reason why you're asking this question?
Just because she wanted to use her EAD for another job along with H1. So is that possible?
Absolutely she can. She has an EAD. Can she use the job to work? Absolutely she can.
Okay. She has a full-time on H1 and she can use her GC EAD for another temporary job, right?
Absolutely.
There should not be any legal implication.
Absolutely she can. Absolutely she can.
Oh, okay. And the first question are they independent? Are they having independent status?
I don't know what. They are still the EAD your wife is having or your family is having is dependent on you. It is attached to you. So, for example, if you don't get the green card, they don't get the green card. Or if there is unfortunate, there is a divorce or something like the previous caller though, she won't get the green card. You will get the green card. She won't get the green card. She's dependent on you. They are not independent until they get the green card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm asking because my company said that as soon as they get EAD and AP, their underlying non-immigrant petition, they don't need to maintain that status. So I was confused about that.
Yes, I kind of agree with your lawyer though on that, but as far as the independence is concerned, they are not independent though. They're completely dependent. They are clinging. You are clinging on the rope. You're about to fall down from the cliff and they are hanging to your legs. Okay? So you leave it, they're gone too.
Okay, so we are in this together.
Right, you're in live together. They are completely clinging on to you. They're not independent. Okay.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you
so much for calling. Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
I'm glad you got your I-140 approved in EB1.
I know. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. All right, folks. I know we keep running out of time on this show, but as always, we have very quickly run to the end of this show. Rahul Garu, thank you so much, Andy, for being on the show and for helping so many people. You're earning a lot of good karma points. I think your mansion will be ready soon, Andy. Hopefully with this. But thank you so much for being on the show today, sir. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Nitya garu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And to all our viewers, please come back next week with all your questions. Like I said, please call us. We'd love to answer as many questions as possible. Until then, have a great week. Have a safe week. We will see you same time, same place next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.